There are different numeric types in CSS. Here are some and their descriptions. A popular numeric type that we have already worked with is the numeric length type. The length CSS data type represents a distance value and can be used in CSS properties such as width, height, margin, padding. So you'll normally notice that all of these properties have a data type of length. Now, interestingly, CSS has two types of lengths, absolute and relative. Now, from the names, you should have an idea of how this works. Absolute lengths are absolutes and they remain the same size. Their values are not calculated based on relativity to other elements. Absolute lengths are majorly used for print media and not necessarily for on-screen display. So it is advisable to use pixels if you have elements that should not be resized, such that, for example, if I set something to 20 pixels, I know that at all times this element is set to 20 pixels. That is an absolute length. Now, that is different from relative. Now, relative units specify a length relative to another length property. For example, relative to the viewport size. Viewport width works like the percentage unit. So setting the width of an element to 10 viewport width is like putting it to 10% of the entire visible viewport width. So as the viewport width changes by increasing or decreasing, the length of the element will also adjust to maintain the 10% length. Don't worry if this is unclear. We'll go through an example demonstrating this and I'll explain it in detail. Just understand that relative units are relative to another length property, so they adjust in relation to another length property. In absolute, their values are not relative to other elements and are fixed, but relative lengths or units are more dynamic and responsive. Like I said, we will see all this in coming lessons and I'll go deeper to explain.